Hi and welcome to my channel. Today is the beginning of a very special series of 8 readings which I'm doing in the lead up to this year's 888 portal. Now the 888 portal is happening on the 8th of August 2024, being this year 2024, adding up to an 8. So it is the 888 portal. This portal is the beginning of the spiritual new year. It aligns the sun, which will be in Leo, with Sirius, Orion's belt, and Earth. Now, the 888 portal is an activation where the past meets the future. It's an energetic spiritual moment of clarity where we recognize the connection between the past and the present, in and around the karmic cycles that we have been in, gaining a spiritual understanding of the links between those. Now, previous 888 portals, because they only happen every 9 years, and I'm going to go back. So 1970, 1988, 1997, 2006, 2015, 2024, and the next one won't happen until 2033. Now, the number 8 is karma. So we all learn lessons in life, but for me, these 888 portals are the biggest spiritual lessons that we learn. There are 3 cards in the tarot, and these actually align with placements, with the astrology placements at the time. So we've got 3 8s here, 888. The first is the Strength card, which is the Sun in Leo. The Strength card represents Leo. Obviously, there's a lion on there, and I've drawn the infinity symbol, which is the 8. So the Strength card. Then we have the 8 of Swords, which is Jupiter in Gemini. The things that bind, the lessons that we learn, how we're stuck in the lessons that we learn, and when we get the strength to understand them on a spiritual level, because the 8 of Swords is being bound. Once you have the strength to understand them, you understand them on a spiritual level. The 8 of Cups, which is Saturn in Pisces, which is another placement that's currently happening at the moment, from June through until the end of November. Saturn is in Pisces. It's a pause where we take a look and reflect on the spiritual nature of things that have happened in the past in order to understand them, unbind ourselves, and be able to walk away from them. The Strength card, the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups. Now, a perfect example of this particular 888 activation, 888 portal, it's called the Lionsgate portal, playing out is in the movie Back to the Future. Now, Michael J. Fox was the character, or was the actor who played that role. And when they were trying to get him to play that role, he was actually contracted on another job. He was on Family Ties, and they wouldn't release him. So they brought a different actor in, I think Eric Stoltz. They brought a different actor in, and it didn't work out. And the universe realigned and found a way for Michael J. Fox to play that role. He was always meant to play that role. Now, that movie was released in 1985, and obviously then we had Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3. So between 1985 and 1990, those 3 movies were released. Now, 1988 was one of those 888 portals. That movie, as we heard Chris Martin say, and if you're not aware, Michael J. Fox, a couple of weeks ago, was invited by the band Coldplay to play with them on stage at Glastonbury. They played the song Fix You. Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's disease. And Chris Martin said while he was on stage with Michael J. Fox, that movie Back to the Future inspired them to form the band Coldplay. Something from the past connecting to something from the future. Ironically, Coldplay was formed in 1997, which again was another year of the 888 portal. And this year, 2024, when they invited him to play with them on stage at Glastonbury, is again another 888 portal year. As I said, that role was always meant to be played by Michael J. Fox. And if we look at the Strength card, it closed the loop from the start to the end of that spiritual journey between those 2 parties. Now, I picked up this card for a reason. The Sun in Leo, the Strength card. gives us the strength to unbind ourselves from the past to walk towards our future. Michael J. Fox is an amazing actor, but that wasn't meant to be the biggest role he played in his life. His spiritual journey began, and as I said, the 8-8 portal, or the 888 portal, is the beginning of the spiritual new year. His biggest role in life was meant to be an activist for Parkinson's disease. That man, that incredible man, has raised over $2 billion in Parkinson's research in the last 30 years. His acting career was a catalyst to an even bigger spiritual role. So as I go through these readings, these 8 readings that I'm going to do, I'm going to be tapping into energies of this realignment as part of this 888 portal, this realignment that we will go through, or that we have been going through. And my aim is that you will be able to reflect back on things that have happened to you previously and connect them with the future. Now, in that movie, Back to the Future, the DeLorean, to time travel, ironically, had to go 88 miles an hour. So finally, what I'm going to do is, these are a set of activation cards. Now, if you've not been to my channel before, welcome. I'm an intuitive tarot reader, but I'm also an illustrator, and part of my own spiritual journey has been to connect my intuitive side with my creative side. So last year, in the 8-8 portal last year, I created a range of cards. All of the cards I use on my channel are my own designs, my own illustrations, but specifically last year in the 8-8 portal, I created a range of activation cards. This is called my 888 activation deck, and if you are interested in any of my cards, the links to them can be found in the description box. But this particular range of cards, 8 separate designs. Now these are large format, so when I draw them initially, they are huge big pieces of art, and then obviously they're condensed down. Now each card has a specific meaning, and they are going to be each of the 8 readings that I do. I drew them with the intention of doing this reading at this point in time. So this intro I will use at the beginning of all of those 8 readings. They've all been recorded now, and the first one will go up today, and they will be released over the next 8 days. 1 reading each day for the next 8 days. So I'll also put them in a 888 Lionsgate activation playlist that you can find if you're wanting to go back and have a look at any of the other readings. I really enjoyed doing these readings. As I said, they've all been recorded. Some of my most favorite readings that I've done. So please take the time to have a look at those. Lots and lots of information in there, which may give you clarity as to the spiritual journey that you've been on and where it connects the past, the present, and potentially the future. So I will see you in your reading. Hi, and welcome to this reading. This reading is the 5th reading in a series of 8 readings that I'm doing in the lead up to the 888 portal, which is the 8th of the 8th, 2024. Now, you would have already got the breakdown of information about these readings in the intro that I filmed, which is the same intro for all 8 readings. And the card that I'm using from my 888 portal deck for this reading today is Spirituality. This is a spiritual reading, a spiritual connection that I am picking up on that is being activated by this 888 portal. Now, as I said in the intro, the dates for the last 6, including this one this year, the last 6 888 portals are 1970, 1988, 1997, 2006, 2015, and 2024. What I am sensing from the messages that are coming through for this reading is this has been a karmic loop that you have been on with a particular person, and the man upstairs is trying to close out the cycle on it. But part of the closing out of the cycle is learning the spiritual lessons that we need to learn in order for things to realign. So as I said, that is the card of spirituality. And when I look on at this card, these cards are designed to sit quietly and meditate on and see what information comes out. If you actually have a look, and I hope that it's focusing on all of the individual little sections of all these circles that are interlinked are actually all different designs, all different imagery. Now, these particular cards start off as large format drawings, pen and ink drawings. They take between 50 and 60 hours to draw, and they're all intricately drawn. All these little pieces of a puzzle that had to be learnt on this spiritual journey, on this karmic loop. And whether that's you or somebody else, somebody that you've been in and I don't want to just use the word karmic connection, because karmic connection can be a negative thing. This is a spiritual connection that has a karmic lesson component of it. What I'm also sensing is that at the moment, the first song that I got when I did my random shuffle to bring in some more information of this reading, the first thing that I got was Happier by Ed Sheeran. Now, the album is called Divide. There's been some sort of divide as you work through individually the karmic lessons. I'm going to pull these cards out. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We've got the Hanged Man, confirming that karmic divide. The Hanged Man is also Neptune. Neptune is spirituality, going down to the depths to learn the lessons that you need to bring this back together. The Hanged Man, the spiritual lessons, the Ace of Pentacles, and the other songs that I got were Mercy by Phil Wickham. Now, that is a song about Adam, as in Adam and Eve. It's a religious song, but he's crying for mercy from God, for being tempted, for taking something from the forbidden tree. Now, we've got the Ace of Pentacles here. That's a gift from God. But sometimes a gift from God can be a test, something that looks shinier than what you have, a temptation. That song, Happier, Ain't Nobody Hurt You Like I Hurt You. And he's seeing her with somebody else because of how he hurt her. Somebody's been tempted by something here, and they've sacrificed this spiritual connection. And now they're stuck. Potentially, if you go back to those dates, 2015, 2006, 1997, 1997, 1988, 1970. I mean, this could be a massive big karmic loop that's been played out potentially over generations. It could be something that's been played out from past lives. And this person has karma to burn from being tempted by something before this connection comes back together. Now, the other songs that I got were I Feel It Coming by The Weeknd. Now, the video clip of that song, and the irony here, it's just beautiful. The video clip of that song is about a doomed love that turns to stone. It's about second chances, but he took inspiration, the creator, took inspiration from Mount Vesuvius. Now, Mount Vesuvius erupted and turned Pompeii into ash. That was 79 AD, I think it was. And that happened because, we're getting into history here, but that happened because the Roman Empire destroyed a temple in Jerusalem. And it was said that God, because the city of Pompeii was a city of sin, effectively sin city, temptation. That song, that Phil Wickham song, Mercy, temptation. So in that music video, they all turned to stone. There's also a link here with the Pluto and Aquarius transit, which is currently happening for the next 20 years. Pluto in Aquarius is a time of major transformation, major change on a world level, on a global level, but a major transformation in this particular relationship. Now that volcano erupting, Mount Vesuvius, that also happened in a Pluto and Aquarius transit. The other song that I got, and I love synchronicities, it's just beautiful. The other song that I got was Tonight and Found. And it's a mix of a story from, or a song from the musical Hamilton, or the movie Hamilton, which is about the American Revolution, which also, now these Pluto and Aquarius transits happen every 250 years. So the American Revolution happened in the last Pluto and Aquarius transit. So the irony of that. And when I do a random shuffle for my songs, I've got 4,000, 5,000 songs in my like songs playlist. So when they come out all back to back, and I think, how are these related? And then I start peeling back the layers and recognize this is a connection where there has been a temptation. And I've not watched the movie Hamilton. I'm going to actually watch it today, because I'm sure there's some storyline within there that picks up on some of the energies of this particular reading. So the 888 portal, the number 8 is karma and abundance. The abundance that you get when you learn your karmic lessons. Or if you don't learn your karmic lessons, the repeated cycle that you end up in. As I said, those dates, 1970, 1988, 1997, 2006, 2015, and 2024. Whatever this is, it's been a karmic loop that's been going round and round and round until lessons have been learned. The other songs that I got, and this came out twice. In 10 songs, I got the same song, but a different version of it twice. When You Say Nothing at All by Ronan Keating. Now that's from the movie Notting Hill, which is a movie about second chances. In my shuffle, Metatron wanted to come out, which is, Metatron is the angel of, he's the celestial scribe. He writes in the book of life. So if you think of all of the big events that happened, things that we remember historically, Mount Vesuvius erupting, Pompeii, the American Revolution, whatever is to play out in this 250-year cycle of Pluto and Aquarius, which is happening again right now. Metatron, that angel, writes it in the book of life. In my mind's eye, I was seeing the 4 of Cups, which is the moon in Cancer. That's the card of disappointment. In that music video, I feel it coming. There's also a snake. Again, temptation. There's something here about somebody being tempted by something, which has caused a divide in this relationship. And the way it's brought back together is when one or both of you learns the spiritual lessons, blows out the karma of that temptation in order to bring it back together. And it's either being activated through this 888 portal or through this Pluto and Aquarius transit. Now that's the next 20 years. Specifically through this 888 portal. Now the reason I say that, and specifically through the 888 portal, but I can't pick it up, is we have the South Node of Destiny and the North Node. So this is from my Moon Oracle. And I'm not sure whether I said it in the intro, but all of the decks that I use on my channel are my own designs. So I'm an illustrator as well as an intuitive reader. So if you are called to any of them, the links to them can be found in the description box. But this is my Moon Oracle. It's time to bid farewell to your cozy spot, North Node. So the North and South Nodes are the points of destiny. The North Node is currently in Aries. The South Node is in Libra. We are letting go of the Libra component of the South Node. Now that is relationships, people, toxic relationships that we are in, toxic patterns we're in, maybe toxicity that we had been tempted towards. And I say that because I forgot to mention the other song that came through was Natalie Merchant's Golden Boy. Now I think in every single reading I've had a Natalie Merchant song. Natalie Merchant's Golden Boy song is about somebody who was tempted, Ace of Pentacles, by the big shiny apple. So, South Node, the node of destiny. This is your comfort zone, what you are releasing in order to bring this relationship back together, because it's a spiritual one. If you think of Adam and Eve, that was a spiritual relationship. Your South Node is like a blast from the past, packed with old vibes, emotions, and connections from your previous lives. It's the cosmic energy we're learning to bid farewell to in this lifetime. Breaking free from the karma of yesteryears. Think of it as our cozy spiritual nook that we must bid adieu to in order to blossom into our best selves. And then, so we've got South Node and North Node. There's an activation happening here. We also have, as I said, the South Node is in Libra and the North Node is in Aries. They've been there since midway through 2023, and they change signs at the end of January in 2025. So they're there for another 6 months, potentially working on, activated by this 888 portal, potentially working on a spiritual component of understanding this relationship. Understanding the karmic lessons that have been within this relationship. Asking, that Phil Wickham song, asking for mercy for mistakes that have been made unknowingly or knowingly. But currently, and as part of the 888 portal, the 3 cards that symbolize in the tarot, the 888 portal, and they are also cards that astrologically have placements at that specific time. We've got the Strength card, which is the Sun in Leo. Having the strength to right the wrongs, having the strength to do the spiritual work. We've got Jupiter in Gemini, which is the 8 of Swords. That is untying yourself from the karmic knot that you have been in within this spiritual connection. And then we've got Saturn in Pisces. Now, Saturn went into Pisces in June and will be there until the end of November. And it's in Pisces, but it's in retrograde. When something is in retrograde, it's a stop, it's a pause. It's a time to reflect back on the karmic lessons that we've learned. And it's beautiful because the 8 of Cups is walking away from old patterns, getting yourself out of being stuck in this hangman tree, releasing the South Node and moving towards your North Node. Now, come January 2025, in 6 months' time, the North Node goes into Pisces. Pisces is spirituality. This is a spiritual connection. All of these things that are lining up astrologically, pushing you forward, activated by this 888 portal, bringing things back together. Okay, so let's get some cards. Just seeing if there's anything else. I will list those songs. Yeah, King of Swords. Truths coming out. Uranus in Libra. This is, Libra is finding balance, and Uranus is earthquakes. It's a spiritual earthquake that's happening now, activated by the 888 portal and this review that we're having of our karmic lessons while Saturn is in Pisces. A review of the spiritual nature of our karmic lessons. An understanding that brings forward a truth. King of Swords. Because Uranus is the card of, or Uranus is not the card, Uranus is the planet of earthquakes. It's a spiritual earthquake. And you could be going through it, or the person that you're connected with in this spiritual connection could be going through it. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is about choices. 7 of Cups is Venus in Pisces. The choices that you made, the things that you were tempted by, that have now the realization that they were the things that kept you stuck. They were the things that got you booted out of the Garden of Eden. And that's a truth. This particular reading is about reflection. And as I said, number 8, so 2024, is the number 8. It is the year of karmic abundance. Karmic abundance, if you learn the lessons on a spiritual level, we've got the spirituality card. If you learn the lessons on a spiritual level, and depending on how far back this goes, as I said, 1970, 1988, 1997, 2006, 2015, 2024, if you learn those lessons on a spiritual level, then you receive karmic abundance. If you ignore them and you stay in this south node, in this comfort zone of not going deeper, then you stay on this karmic loop. The Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is the moon in Scorpio. The hidden lessons. Scorpio's transformation, death and rebirth. The moon is hidden. The hidden lessons that are available to you. Cups are emotions. If you get in touch with the emotions, the spiritual nature of why the things that have happened have happened. If you think about the story of Adam and Eve, it's meant to be a story that people like me talk about so that it brings up comparisons and you can go, oh, okay, this is why this happened, It's meant to be about learning lessons to align you with the path you're meant to be on. And if you think about the number 8 sideways, or the infinity loop, round and round and round and round, you've got to get to the point where these two people kind of cross in the middle, but it's balanced. It's got to be balanced. Wow. Temperance is the card of balance. Sagittarius and Jupiter. Number 14. It's got to be balanced. These two fish have got to swim around in perfect timing. Otherwise, one's going to bump into the other. There's got to be balance, but it's spiritual balance. Okay, let's have a look at this King of Swords. Uranus in Libra. 2 of Cups. This is a soul connection. A destined soul connection. 2 of Cups is a contract that you have with the man upstairs for this spiritual connection to come back into alignment, activated by the 888 portal and activated by Saturn in Pisces. I can hear the birds. Activated by Saturn in Pisces. And look, there's angel wings and watched over by the angels. This is a very, very spiritual connection. And the karma that's wrapped up within it, that 888 karma that's wrapped up within it, is about spiritual lessons, especially as the North Node goes into Pisces in January for 18 months. There's a spiritual calling on this connection. And I'm thinking of Natalie Merchant. I was reading, because her songs keep coming up in my random shuffle. I was reading about her. She actually, I think she left the band that she was in and she went out on her own. But the albums that followed when she went out on her own all have a real spiritual aspect to them. Like a lot of songs reflecting back. I think she grew up Catholic. Lots of songs reflecting back on messages from stories from the Bible. And when you listen to them, they don't sound, they're not, hey, praise the Lord songs at all. But they've got this spiritual undertone. And I think they're coming up at this time for me because a lot of the readings that I'm doing have got that spiritual undertone, and you can connect them back to religious texts, religious messages. But it's also because we've got this Saturn in Pisces transit at the moment for the next couple of months, where we are reflecting back on where we are headed spiritually. And then we've got the North Node going into Pisces, which I said is spirituality, from January next year. And part of that Pluto and Aquarius transit is we are seeing major revolutions on a spiritual level across the world. Two of Cups, this is a destined spiritual connection, a fated destined spiritual connection that has been on pause. Hanged Man, because somebody took a bite from the forbidden tree. Somebody made a wrong choice. Seven of Cups. The Three of Swords is heartbreak. Saturn in Libra. Saturn is a karmic lesson. The realization that they made the wrong choice. Let's have a look at this truth. Ace of Swords. That came out fast. Yeah. So the King of Wands. The King of Wands oftentimes in my readings comes out as all the gear but no idea. All surface but no substance, because spirituality hasn't been tapped into, because those lessons haven't been learned. Meant to somebody who's meant to be lured, somebody who's meant to be lured by the shiny objects. And I just heard all that glitter. I just heard all that glitters isn't gold. Meant to be lured by the shiny objects. I wonder what's in that movie, Hamilton. I'm going to watch it today. Now, as I said, that is about the American Revolution, a spiritual revolution. Somebody recognizing here that what they chose, the spiritual enlightenment that they get from realizing that what they chose brought heartbreak. Nine of Cups. Look at the Nine of Cups. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is Neptune in Libra. Maybe the balance that Libra is balance. So that's another truth. The balance that they were seeking. Neptune is the bottom of the ocean. What you find when you go to the bottom of the ocean, the balance that they were seeking wasn't balance at all. It was heartbreak. Because Libra is the scales. This person sacrificed one for the other. And it's a realization of that. And we have the Strength card. Now I said that is Leo and the Sun. That is one of the 3 cards of this 888 portal. And you can see the 8 here. We've got the rose there. This person sacrificed the rose. On the bottom, High Priestess, and Hangman is the Epiphany. The High Priestess is what's hidden. The High Priestess is also secretive. It's the Moon. Something coming to light, something hidden, a hidden realization coming to light. Seven of Swords, that is a card of lying, cheating, stealing. That is a card of deception. Seven of Swords is the Moon in Aquarius. Now, as I said before, we had that song Mercy by Phil Wickham, which is about Adam and Eve. It was the snake that convinced them to take the forbidden fruit from the tree. In that music video, I Feel It Coming, there was a snake. What I'm sensing here, and we've got the devil there. That's the same drawing I did for the devil, that man. It was a test. And it was potentially, and this is, especially in these spiritual connections, it was a test that was placed there by the man upstairs, because this particular relationship is deeper than surface level. And when these two people come back together, they need to come back together on a spiritual level, having learnt those lessons. It was part of, so we've got this over the Two of Cups, it was part of the contract that you signed with the man upstairs. part of the way that this relationship was meant to play out. That one person or both people were meant to be tempted. Recognize that and ask for mercy. Three of Wands. And I should have said it. It was meant to happen. In that song, Happier. Ain't nobody hurt you like I hurt you. I see you moving on with someone else. Three of Wands. What I should have said was one person moved away. One person made a choice not to choose this connection. And in doing that, it brought them heartache because they then watched the other person walk away. Something that they needed to experience, maybe in order to recognize, and I've got a pigeon that's just flown into my back area. Actually, there's two of them. Now, pigeons, and I say this when they appear in my readings, pigeons mate for life. These are two birds. You are two people that are meant to be together. And he is wooing her, even though they're the same pair. And she's just walking along my back retaining wall, and he's behind her doing that funny kind of pigeon move, blowing up his feathers and making that kind of, almost sounds like a cat purring sound, trying to woo her. She's walking away, asking for mercy for a mistake that was made. So we've got the World. Now, the World is Saturn, which is your karmic lessons. But the World, when the World comes out, that's the end of a cycle. It's the end of this cycle of karmic lessons. And we've got the Star. Now, the Star is Aquarius. As I said, we are in a Pluto and Aquarius transit, but the Star is destiny. This is a destined, fated relationship that's meant to come together amidst a whole plethora of karmic lessons, spiritual karmic lessons. That's really beautiful. And sitting on the top of the Ace of Swords, which is a truth, and the King of Wands, which is all that glitters isn't gold, a temptation. Also a healing. Now we've got the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is the moon in Pisces. The Page of Swords is the sun in Gemini. Gemini is the lovers. And the sun is illumination. But in this deck, and in the original drawing of the tarot, he's kind of stood there and he's got his sword up to his shoulder as if he's a bit tentative to come forward and admit the wrongdoing. Admit that he was tempted. And is sitting over the top of the Queen of Swords, potentially worried that they're going to get their heads cut off. Page of Cups. And I should have said it. They're coming in with an apology. Page of Cups is the moon in Pisces. And it was funny because when I read that card originally, when I read that card originally, I actually said the moon in Pisces. So the Page of Cups, which I'd been thinking about, they're coming in with an apology. That energy was already sitting there. They're coming in with an apology. But they're on guard. They're a bit wary because they're worried that you're going to cut their head off. Okay, let's get some messages from your guides, your ancestors. What do they want to tell you about this situation? Part of the evolution of this connection is for it to grow and evolve, for you to learn the spiritual lessons. Grow and evolve. Getting stuck. This person might be feeling stuck. Keep calm at this time. And a new beginning is on the way. And we know that because we've got the World and the Star. coming out of the Hangman tree. The Ace of Pentacles, which is something that was shiny, that was a temptation, is now coming back as a gift from God. And the Ace of Pentacles is the slowest moving ace. So this has taken a long time. As I said, go back to those dates. Frustration, it's taken a long time. Completion. Fated. This is beautiful. Death and rebirth. And release control, perfectly blind. Some things are meant to be hidden. So, as I said, this person, part of the soul contract that they had within this connection and with the man upstairs was that they were not meant to know that what they were being offered, that what they ran towards was a temptation. Because they had to make that choice in order to go through the spiritual awakening, lose you in the process, or lose this connection in the process. It was hidden from them. They weren't meant to know that the snake was actually a snake, because it was part of this journey that was meant to happen. That's really beautiful. And on the bottom, evolution of the soul. Part of the journey that was meant to happen between the pair of you. Okay, let's get some angel cards. What angel is walking with you in this beautiful spiritual connection? 38, divine rewards. As I said, that Ace of Pentacles is actually going to turn from a temptation into something beautiful between you. 38, that's number 11. Divine rewards for a divine spiritual couple. 27, number 9, peace and justice, Yeratel. 61, Umabel, confidence. That's the strength card there. The confidence to come in with that apology. 58, mentality. Now, that is number 13, which is the death card, death and rebirth, new beginnings, death and rebirth. We've had that a lot, but getting the mental strength to do it. This angel is walking with, whether it's you or your person, walking with whomever in order to get the strength to bring this relationship back together, in order to get the strength to go into the depths and get the spiritual meaning of what has happened here. Let us get you. Now, no, I've already got a moon oracle, so I'm not going to get another one. And I'm going to get one more of those because I've only got one. This is my Nodes of Destiny deck. Anything else that this couple, individually or together, should be focusing on? North Node in the 3rd house. If your North Node swings by the 3rd house, you might be a bit snug in your familiar ways, missing out on the thrill of a new perspective. But hey, no need to panic. Dive into fresh ideas, explore all angles, and surprise yourself with hidden talents, like becoming a wordsmith extraordinaire or a wise educator. As I said, this is a spiritual relationship. And for me, when the 3rd house comes out, and it came out in the previous reading actually, we had North and South Node in the 3rd house. The 3rd house is about imparting the wisdom that you have learned through this spiritual connection so that you can be a guide or a mentor to others. Now, it may be within a small group of people, the people around you, your friends, your family. It could be on a larger stage, or it could be on a big world stage. But there is as I said, like Adam and Eve, that story was written into the Bible because it was meant to be a story of transformation. It was meant to be a lesson for people to draw wisdom from. And that's what this particular relationship is meant to be. Okay. Yeah, let's do these first. So this is my love messages deck. I'm going to get maybe 6 cards. Let's see what comes out. Messages from your person. Now, could be your feelings or could be theirs. Just take it as it resonates. I wish we could be together right now. I think this person has come to these realizations. We've got the Hanged Man tree there. They've done the spiritual work. They understand the context of this relationship. I know exactly how you feel when you look at me with those eyes. Take a chance on me. Page of Cups, Strength, Page of Swords. Take a chance on me. The truth will set you free. This person is being asked to come forward with perhaps the understanding of how this all played out. These cards. I want to make amends. I want you to put yourself first. That's what you did when you walked away. They know that you put yourself first. And I think maybe that is what sent them into potentially their dark night of the soul, their spiritual awakening. I'm making plans. And I am so protective of you. Once somebody comes into the understanding of the importance of the other person spiritually in their life, you just want to nurture and protect them and nurture and protect this connection. Please have faith. As I said, now that faith word to me is a spiritual word. Having faith that there is something bigger at play here. Now I'm going to get you this is my love messages song deck. Dream a little dream of me. Ella Fitzgerald on the bottom. Person is dreaming about you. Let's get a song that represents the energy of this connection. I know we had lots of songs that came through. Wow. Closer. Merson. What is that? A Merson. This person is moving closer to you. Turn the lights off in this place and she shines just like a star. We did have the star card. And she shines just like a star. And I swear I know her face. I just don't know who you are. Turn the music up in here. I still hear her loud and clear. Like she's right there in my ear. Telling me that she wants to own me, to control me. Come closer, come closer. This person is making their way. Making plans to come towards you. Every breath you take. I never realized this, but my son calls this the stalker card. This person might be watching you. Since you've been gone, I've been lost without a trace. I dream at night, I can only see your face. I look around, but it's you I can't replace. I feel so cold, and I long for your embrace. I keep crying, baby, baby, please. Can't you see you belong to me? How my poor heart aches with every step you take. As you walked away, and that's what triggered this spiritual awakening for this person. And on the bottom, marry you, Bruno Mars. Yikes. It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey baby, I think I want to marry you. Is it the look in your eyes? Or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I want to marry you. Well, it is a spiritual connection. That's what's meant to happen. You are meant to come back into union. And my ears are ringing. You are meant to come back into union. I'm just thinking of those two birds. Somebody's got to put in the work and ask for forgiveness, an apology. Get the strength up to come and ask for forgiveness for this temptation. Okay, finally, my Scrabble tiles. In here is letters and numbers on the tiles. I'll call both out. Could be of significance to you. Your first, middle, last initial, or that of your person, or something else that pertains to this connection. Oh goodness. There's only 3 left in there. Okay, let's go. M and a 3. Now, that's the major highway near where I live. The M3. That's somebody moving closer. Somebody coming towards you. A W and a 4. Mirroring here. 3 and 4 is a 7. A Y and a 4. An X and an 8. A J and an 8. An R and a 1. An I and a 1. R.I.P. R.I.P. to their old ways. A P and a 3. A B and a 3. A Q and a 10. A T and a 1. A K and a 5. A C and a 3. An E and a 1. An F and a 4. A U and a 1. FU. An O and a 1. An S and a 1. A V and a 4. An N and a 1. A D and a 2. A Z and a 10. And an L and a 1. That's that song Closer. Mercy. Page of Cups, an apology. I want to make amends. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it. Take this reading as it resonates. I hope there were messages in here that gave you a bit of intuitive clarity on things that you may have already been picking up on. If the reading resonated with you, give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. You can find this reading and the rest of the readings in a special 888 Activation Lionsgate playlist on my channel. But I will load them one day, one after another, over an 8-day period in the lead up to that Lionsgate portal. If you are interested in any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. I'll also list those songs and the respective video, music videos. There might be more messages in the lyrics or the music videos of those songs. Also check out that movie Hamilton and also the movie Notting Hill, because there might be further messages in those movies for you as well. And I'm going to be doing that today. Thanks again, and I will see you again in another reading.